Hi everyone, good evening. How are you guys? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Great, Dr. Divas. Great, very good. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So I think only 5 into 5, 25 people are there with me, 24 actually, except me. Okay. There are many people, but they have not joined on. Anyway, they'll join later. It's fine. Let's start. I think 6 is the little early time, on the weekdays. But yeah, that's okay, because we have to anyways finish it, and today's class is going to be very fun and a little longer also, maybe more than 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours or 2.5 hours. But today, as requested by everyone in last class, I will be taking you through how to select journal, what to select in the journal, okay, what to see in the journal, okay, and that is going to happen after my class on, like, there are two topics, right? So first topic we'll be discussing about how to write the paper, okay. That's also very important. In first class we have discussed components, and in second class, I think Dr. Shiddesh has discussed a lot about the case report and the review of literature search. Right. So I think those classes were really good for you guys. I hope you enjoyed those classes. And today we are going to discuss about how to write the paper. And this is not about only how to write the paper, but I'll be talking about my experiences only. Okay. You will be seeing all from my experiences, right? Not from someone else. I have written some points. I have written some, steps of writing the papers and how I write my papers. I have published almost 62 papers till date. And what exactly I look into the, paper writing, and how I, make it, uh, I mean, easier for everyone. So that's the thing what I'm going to discuss today with you, and this class definitely is going to be very amazing, I believe. So you have to tell me later, but other than that, I'll definitely come to the major point what you raised in the last class, that was journal selection. Okay, journal selection. So let's start, guys. Let's start. Let me share the screen. Which one to say it first? Okay. Okay, so you just guys have to confirm if I am visible and my slides are visible in full screen. Just confirm it, guys. Okay.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Thank you, Divas. Thank you very much. So I'll just keep my camera off so we can, go ahead. Okay. Yeah. So guys, today we are going to talk about paper writing. Okay. So first of all, you all tell me how we need, what exactly, why we need the papers in our life. That was the question in my last class also, right? I answered. So tell me why we need the papers in our life, why we have to write the papers, right? Selva, I think, asked in the last class, what is my benefit in writing the papers, right? What is my benefit of writing the papers? So we are going to focus on case reports, original papers, review, scoping review, systematic review, and meta analysis. I'll tell you about all slowly. So when we are writing a paper, first of all, we talk about what is good paper, what we call as a good paper. I mean, paper is paper, whatever we are writing is good for us, but no, what exactly is the good paper? First let's discuss then. And my next question is why we write the papers. Why we write the papers? To fulfill our academic requirements. See, if you are a student, that day also I described, if you are a student, then you have to fulfill your requirement to pass the degree. If you are a master's student, if you are a PharmD student, maybe some universities also have that rule that you have to publish your whatever you are doing, your project, whatever you have done in your fifth year, right? If you are a PhD student, it is must to publish 2 papers. Okay. If you are assistant professor, if you want to become the associate professor, then you have to publish at least 2 papers every year. And as from associate to professor, again you have to write 2 papers per year, 2 original research papers or review papers. It is must. Okay, and if you are a DM candidate, if you are MD candidate, it is must for you to publish the papers. Why? Because all we have to do is we are fulfilling our academic requirement. So this is your personal benefits only. Maybe these are imposed forcefully on you because I see a lot of MDs. Sometimes I teach them, sometimes I teach them research. So I see them; they are not at all interested in the research. I see a lot of DM students; they are not interested in the research. I see a lot of professors, assistant professors in the medical college. They are not interested at all in the research because they are busy in their clinics. They are busy in their teaching, and they are getting high salaries. So why they have to publish? But now our UGC, University Grant Commission, and the universities, they made it forcefully. Like, okay, if you want promotion, you have to do the research. If you want to, get your degree, publish the paper, right? So we always write the paper to fulfill the academic requirements. But now how these two topics are related? See, not in India only, outside or in India, there are 70 to 80% of the papers. 80% of the papers are forcefully written, okay, and not considered as good, not good. Why not good? Because the person who is writing them has not invested a lot of things, has not invested a lot of things into these papers. Okay, so what are the things which make a paper good, which make a paper acceptable? That we have to understand. That we have to understand. So let's understand what are those things and what makes the paper really good. So listen, a good research manuscript comes after the investment of research skills. See, I'm talking about research paper. I mean, original research paper, or maybe review article, right? Or maybe case report, opinion, whatever type of perspective, whatever type of paper you take, research skills are important. Where, see, if you are doing a research, first of all, you have to find out a question, right? You have to find out a question. You have to find out a title. Then you have to find out the aim and objectives, right? So aim and objectives come after only when you are smart in research. Okay. And even if you got the aim and objective and good question, how to implement it? That's a major question. How to implement it? How to conduct the research, right? With or without funds? How to write the proposal? How to write the protocol? That research skill comes, you know, in a package. Research skills come in a package. Everything you need to have all the research skills, like what will be the sample size, what will be the study type, what will be the intervention, what will be the parameters I will observe, how to create CRF. I mean, thousands of the things you need in your research skills when you have good research skills. Starting from the question to ending with the presentation, or writing the paper, all comes under the research skills. So you have to have great research skills if you want to write a good paper. Also, if you want to conduct, I mean, you must have the good research skills. And see why good research skills are important in this, because when you are writing a paper, entire thing depends on your research. How? If you know how I have selected the topic, if you know how I have selected the aims and objectives, writing a paper will be amazing thing. Writing a paper will be easiest for you. If you know how I have conducted the research, writing the methodology will be, a peanut task for you. Okay, it will not be Herculean task. You don't have to understand what I have done. You will just, you will just concise, you will just compile everything. What was the site? What was the study type? What was the sample size? How did I calculate the sample size? Okay, what was the intervention? What did I observe? I mean, everything will be flawless. It will be on your fingertips, right? If your research skills are good, you can write the paper amazingly. Okay, amazingly. It won't be bad at all. It will always be coming as a good paper, right? It will always be coming as a good paper. Now I'll come to the second point, learning skills and research potential. See, learning skills means what? Same thing. If you connect, if you connect with the research, how you are learning. Okay, learning what? Learning writing the paper, learning grammar, learning literature search, learning your how to select the journal, learning what? Learning your instructions, learning as I told you in the first class, learning your interest, learning your objectives, learning your subject. Okay, so there are many things. Your learning skills you should be keen to learn. Your learning skills must be good. You should be a fast you should be attentive, you should be a fast gainer, right? If your learning skills are good, it will be great. Why and where it will be helpful in paper writing? See, you have searched 100 papers related to your title, but which one to get? Which one is most relevant? That you have to learn. Which one is valid? You have to learn. Which one is legit? Okay, which one is legit? You have to learn. What journal is predatory? You have to learn. Which journal is good? You have to learn. What content you have to take out of the paper? That you have to learn. Okay, that you have to learn. So these all things you have to learn, and that comes with your good learning skills. If your learning skills are good, your paper will be coming great. And potential of literature search. Yesterday I was seeing a glimpse, some minutes of the your yesterday's workshop. It is fantastic. Dr. Siddesh has told about literature search wonderfully. So first, learning skills. You must learn where to search, right? Where to search. PubMed, or maybe your Google Scholar, or Scopus, or Web of Science, where you have to search. That's important. Or maybe Sinhal, or maybe your uh, other libraries, other online databases with journal websites. So you have to search that. Okay, and how to search the most relevant content. That's important. How to search the most relevant content. Literature search looks like one easiest thing to you. Okay, we'll go to the Google and we will search with the topic. We'll search with some keywords. Not at all easy. You must have understood. Yesterday's class was on like how to search, how to use the Boolean operators, how to go for mass words, how to go for keywords. What are the keywords important for your search? Right, where to search, how to. So the important thing, where to search, how to search, what to search. If you know these three things, where, how, and what, where to search, how to search, what to search, you are very good in the literature search. So you must have a great potential of literature search. Then only you can get the most relevant papers, and then only you can come up with the wonderful paper. Okay, and then the grammatical skills, grammar skills. Nowadays there are a lot of softwares which can correct your grammar, which can even correct your entire sentence, like Grammarly, and other softwares are there. Grammarly is free for students and academicians, so you can use the Grammarly. Grammarly is one of the wonderful tool. We have the university version with us, and we use it for online, offline, emails, word papers, Excel, everywhere. So it is a wonderful tool. It's a wonderful tool. You can use these things also. If you're not, you all are not from England, you all are not from USA, right? We are not the English native people. Either we are from somewhere in North India, Hindi speaking, we are Tamil speaking, Telugu speaking, we are Kannada speaking, we are Punjabi speaking. We have multiple, our like Gujarati, Rajasthani, we have a lot of languages. So we are not English native. We are not very perfect hi-fi in grammar. uh, Only if we have not taken any specific English speaking course or English writing course, or we have not prepared for IELTS even. Okay, so your grammar skills also would be great. Okay, it is needed to be. And what kind of grammar skills? See, if I'm taking grammar skills, you don't have to take the grammar course. Okay, you don't have to take the grammar course to learn or to write the paper. It is simple. You have to use the simple grammar, simple sentences, no complex sentences. Okay, guys, remember these things what I'm telling. No complex sentences at all. No jargons at all. Okay, no jargons at all. You cannot copy paste, you cannot use jargons, just use simple words, no complex. When you are writing, you cannot be Sasi Tharoor or Karan Johar at all. Okay, let me tell you, you have to be you. Whatever you have learned, make simple, and make very simple and small sentences. Small sentences, not big sentences, no large sentences at all. Okay, small sentences, simple sentences, no jargons, just simple grammar. Okay, and simple terminology. Simple terminology. You should not be hi-fi. And why you should not be hi-fi? Do you know that? Why you should not be hi-fi? Because your audience, okay, your audience would be layman also. Your audience will be layman, maybe the patient or patient party, caretaker, or the first year student, maybe the academicians, maybe the person who are not from the medical background, right? That's why easy grammar is always recommended when you are writing the paper. Okay. Now thought process and writing skills. Writing skills, as I told you, simple grammar, small sentences. Your writing skills must be really good. Use good words, but not tough words. Not tough words. Okay. So thought process. See, thought process and learning skills are somewhere similar. So thought process is where it is applicable. Suppose you are writing an original research paper, original research paper. Okay, so why it is important? Thought process. So you have written first introduction, then methodology, right? Now it is like results. So results usually goes with the aims and objectives. In the methodology, it always goes with the aims and objectives, like objective wise, first objective 1, objective 2, objective 3, right? Like that. It goes like that. So you have to connect all the dots. Thought process comes like, oh, first, see, if I'm telling objective wise, doesn't mean exactly objective wise. If you are writing the original paper of a medical science or medicine department, first you have to define your population. What is the mean, mode, median, age, demographics, anthropometric of the population, and then you have to start with the objectives. So you have to follow the thought process for chronology. You have to use your thought process, what to write first, what to write at the end, how I can connect all the dots. Okay, all the dots. And thought process means you have to think what I have to write, how I have to write, how I have to represent my data, which will be understanding to everyone, which will be understandable to everyone, whether somebody is a layman person, somebody is a very hi-fi novel laureate. So everyone can understand in the first instance that you have to learn from the thought process. That's why your thought process must be really, really great when you are writing a paper. So understand what exactly the good paper is. Good paper doesn't come with just copy paste and sentence change the sentences. If you really want to write a good paper and publish in Q1, Q2 journals, high impact factor journals, then you have to follow these all. Okay, it is not an easy task, guys. I'm telling you, it is not an easy task, right? It is not at all an easy task. You have to follow you have to be well versed with all these things: research skills, learning skills, potential for research, potential for literature search, grammar skills, thought process, writing skills. Everything must be perfect. Then only you can come up with a good paper, and not substandard. Not substandard. Understand? That is the power of a good paper. Now I'll come to how to write the good paper. This was like what you have to invest. This was the investment. This was the learnings what you have to learn. Now I'll come to follow the steps how to write a good paper. So it all depends on you and the topic and the research time. What I'm going to discuss with you right now are my own steps. Okay, my steps. But I'm telling you, I always follow these steps and I get the wonderful papers. I have published 10 papers with more than 10 impact factors. Okay, and I have published almost 62 papers and left publishing. Literally, guys, let me tell you, I left publishing 3 years back. My publication span was only from 2014 to 2020. After that, I completed my PhD and I got into this business or company, and I got into ICMR as scientist C. There also I don't have the writing purpose. I mean writing work. I'm just conducting the research and I'm helping the associates and assistants in policy making, not writing. So I'm just publishing maybe one paper in 1 year or 2 years. Okay, in last 3 years, I think I have published only 2 papers. But before that, in 6 years, I published 62 papers. Okay, and top journals I have targeted: British Medical Journal, Heart Failure, and all. So I'll tell you today my steps, and I believe those will help you out for the perfect paper writing. Okay, those will help you for the perfect paper writing. So before I go to the steps, I have divided these all steps in four major parts. Four major parts and 14 steps. 14 steps. Simple. Four major parts and 14 steps. So in these seven, the 7 steps are just a base. Okay, 7 steps are not to write. 7 steps are to plan. Okay, and guys, wise people say if you are spending more in planning, okay, I mean more in planning, then your work will be done easily. Whether, as we say now, if our basement is really good, if our basement is really good, our building will be perfect, our building will be strong, right? If we focus more on planning, our paper will come as one of the wonderful paper. So most of the time goes in the planning. Okay, my most of the time goes in the planning part. Let me tell you how I plan and what I plan and how I write it. Okay, so yeah, let's start. It will take a little time, right? Yeah, I'll write all these things. Six, yeah. So 6 steps there are in the first planning part. This is the entire planning part. Entire planning part. In this, first thing is get familiar with the interest, assignment, or subject. With the interest, assignment, or subject. Let's go one by one. Okay. So suppose I'm thinking to write a paper, right? Or you as an student or researcher wants to write a paper. Okay. There are two ways. There are two ways. First of all, you come up with a research topic by your own, by your own. This is your own research topic. That means it is your interest. Okay, or subject. In any subject, you are interested in any subject or your interest. And the second thing is, being a student or researcher, the topic comes from the guide. Topic comes from the guide. So this is not only about the research papers, or this is not only about the research guys. This is also about the review papers. If you want to write a review, if you want to write a commentary or page report or whatever, I mean, generalize, I'm telling you. So first thing what you have to do is you have to get familiar with your interest, assignment, and subject. In my last class, someone was asking how to get to your subject, how to get the research topic. So let me tell you, see, if it is coming, if it is coming from your, suppose let's take the assignment first. If it is coming from your guide, okay, then what does it mean by get familiar? Guide has given you one topic. Okay, guide has given you one topic, like, okay, Ajit, you have to work on, suppose, I'll take this, COVID-19 induced new onset of diabetes. New onset of diabetes. Ajit, you have to work on COVID-19 induced new onset of diabetes. So what does it mean by that I have to get familiar? I will not directly go and start my research or start my paper. Not at all. What I'll do is first I'll get familiar what exactly COVID-19 is, what is the new onset of diabetes, how COVID-19 can do the diabetes, what are the parameters involved, maybe at the clinical level, physiological level, or molecular level. I mean, it could be anything, right? This is the first thing what I'll search. And other than that, I'll get familiar with the topic first. Okay. And next thing will be, I will get familiar with the assignment. Assignment means what? What exactly? See, whether it is your interest or subject also, it will be an assignment. So you have to look at the deadlines, when we have to submit, how I have to submit, what we have to submit, format, okay, how I have to write, what is the word limit, 3000 words, 4000 words, 5000 words, how many references I have to keep, how to keep the references at the end, how to cite the references, what kind of format like Times Roman, or what I have to use. So all those things you have to first fix. You understand? All those things you have to fix first. You have to understand your assignment. Then it will be, kind of butter for you to write a paper or to complete the research. Let me tell you guys, this is very important. First thing is, see, many students don't get good marks, right? They have focused like it is 100% task, 100 marks task, 100% task. 80% they focused on the writing. Okay, 80% time they given to the writing. If suppose they got a review paper to write, 80% they have given to the writing, but they did not read the assignment times, formatting and all. They have come up with the final paper, wonderful text. The wonderful content, what we say, wonderful content, but there is no format. There is no, it's within the, not within the deadline. It is, references are not correct, everything is not correct. Your teacher will not even read it. He or she will throw it out directly. Okay. So it is not only about your topic, knowing the topic. It is all about understanding your assignment, whether it is by you or by your guide. Okay. You have to understand that. If it is a subject or interest, right? I'm interested in cardiology. I'm interested in cardiology. My most of the work is in cardiology. And now for last 3 years, I'm associated with young diabetes. Young diabetes means less than 25 years of the age people. So these are my subject. Okay. As I told you in the last class also, how to search the topic and choose a research topic or question. First, know your subject. Like if I want to work in cardiology, cardiology has multiple wings. Do you know that? Cardiology is not cardiology. There are CAD, cardiovascular disease, heart failure, arrhythmias, congenital heart disease, rheumatic heart disease, valvular heart disease. Okay, many things. And adult cardiology, pediatric cardiology, women cardiology. There are thousands things here. There are thousand things to learn. Okay, there are thousand things to learn. In CAD also there is stable angina, unstable angina. There is STEMI, there is anestomie. There are multiple things to know. So first you have to get into your subject. What exactly you want to do. So first understand your subject. First understand your subject. Okay, in that also, if I take only one disease, there will be like if I take suppose heart failure only, like types of heart failure, classification of heart failure. Okay, NYHA classes, treatment, it also treatment, pharmacological, non-pharmacological. Okay, diet restrictions, health-related quality of life, devices. I mean, thousands of the things if I tell you. Okay, in medical, in pharmacological also there are diuretics, ACE inhibitors, ARBs, beta blockers. There are, sacubital valsartan. There are a lot of things to learn. So first you have to get into your subject and then find out what exactly your interest is and what you want to do. What you want to do. Find your gap. Find your gap. How to find the gap? That was also a very important question. How to find the gap? So to find the gap, where you can work, find the gap. So where you can work? See, there are multiple ways. Ask your guide. Okay, ask your friends, ask the experts in the field. Okay, you can search in the like nowadays there are AI tools. Okay. Or the best part is go to the literature, go to the literature, read the latest 2 year papers, only 2 years papers. Okay, like if I'm interested in heart failure, I will go to all heart failure journals. I'll read the papers for 2 years, original papers, review papers. I'll see what they have written in the implications or future perspectives. I'll definitely get many topics for the research. That's how we find a good research topic. That's how we go for a research topic. Understand, guys? That is the easiest way. There are multiple ways, but easiest way is knowing by yourself. Okay, reading the papers, reading the literature. So these are the simple methods. These are the simple methods. And these also, if I tell you guys, and these also, if I tell you, like future implications and all, if I tell you there are many more things to learn, there are many more things to learn before searching. See, when you are searching it, when you are getting a topic from your from your interest or from, first thing is, as I told in the last class also, ask yourself why. After reading every new sentence, after reading every new sentence, ask yourself why it is happening. Go to the literature, search. If you do not get the answer, simple, gap means you are not getting the satisfactory answer. You know that gap means you are not getting the satisfactory answer. Simple. That is the gap. You have to find out why it's not happening. Find out some more literature. Find out some more supporting documents and do it. That will be your topic. And when I'm choosing the topic, not only this, I have to keep in mind many things. It should be time bound. It should be actually smart. Okay, it should be smart. So in this, T is time bound. Okay, R is right. Rightful means feasible. It should be feasible. If you can do it or not, don't take a Herculean task for you. Don't take something which you cannot do. Don't take something for which you don't have resources or your institution does not have resources. So do something which is feasible. Okay, which is feasible, which is measurable. Okay, M for miserable. And as for like these all smart, I'll describe in the next slides what is smart exactly. But it should be feasible. My most thing is it should be feasible. It should not be out of your hands. Maybe because of the fundings, because of the times. Topic might be very good, but if it is not feasible, how it will be done? You cannot do it. You cannot do it. So you have to be careful when you are searching a topic or question, right? Third thing is conduct the preliminary research. Now, at this point of time, you are well aware of your interest or assignment or topic, whatever it is, and you have the topic. How to do the preliminary research? Nothing, simple. Find out good keywords. Okay, create some good keywords, create some good, learn how to use Boolean operators and learn where to search. Where to search? This is what to search, right? Where to search, what to search, how to search. How to search means how to apply these things, right? Like how to search means how to use keywords, how to use Boolean operators, how to use mess words, right? Where to search? There are many things. The first thing we go for is PubMed. Okay, first thing where we go is PubMed, then Scopus, then Web of Science, then Google Scholar, and the first thing is Google, simple Google, right? So I'll tell you, Google is like Wikipedia is not at all a valid thing, guys. Wikipedia is not at all a valid thing. It is not at all acceptable, first of all, in the citations. Okay, I'll come to that. So you must know how to search, what to search, right? Where to search, right? So when you know these things, you will get the most relevant content. most relevant papers. Okay, this is your basic work done. Once you are done with the, once you are done with these guys, once you are done with these, then the fourth thing is in the planning part is organize your research. See, I'll come back to this. You are writing a review paper, right? You know what is my interest, you know what's your subject, you know what's the topic, you got to know what will be the keywords, boolean operators, how to use, where to use. Now you have searched 100 papers, right? See guys, I'm telling you, original paper, review papers, everything, case report, whatever is there, you will see here. I'll tell you, okay? You have searched 100 papers. So when I'm going to write it, when I'm going to write my paper, which one to use first? And out of 100, which paper will come first? Which paper will come second? So for that, you have to organize your search. Okay, for the rightly, like to rightly find the papers according to the need, you have to organize your search. Usually when we do like suppose I'm writing a review paper or I'm writing the original paper, first intro, then the discussion usually we need. So you have to organize your search, like what I am keeping in intro, what I am keeping in discussion. Okay, two things. This is one type. There are many types you can do according to your topic, according to your research. Organizing your research is totally up to you. Okay, so this is like what you are writing first. So first you can organize based on your writing priorities. Writing priorities, like which paper I'm writing first, which paper I'm writing last. Okay, chronology. Or the second thing is based on the need, like first I'm writing introduction, then I'm writing discussion, what I'm including in the introduction, what I'm including in discussion. So you can organize an introduction, discussion. Or the second thing is based on the topics, I mean third thing is based on the topics. It is totally up to you how you organize. Okay, based on the topic, like I'm writing in heart failure, right? Review paper I'm writing on heart failure with. So first I'll write, okay, about what I will write. First I'll write about heart failure with preserved ejection fraction. Then I'll write about heart failure with reduced ejection fraction. Then I'll write about heart failure with mid-range ejection fraction. So I'll compile these three folders differently. In these folders also, like first I'll write about sign and symptoms. Then I'll write about outcomes. Then I'll write about maybe diagnosis. Then I'll write about treatment part. So within the folders also folders. Within the folders also folders. So it will be easy to navigate to the right article. You understand why we organize your research? This is a very important part. Okay, this is the very important part of your writing a paper, or whatever you're writing. Organize your research. It is very important part based on your need, based on your requirement, either based on the priority, based on the like whatever you're writing first, or based on the topics. There are multiple ways you can organize your research by your own, and that is very important. That will save your time by 20 to 30%. Organizing your research will save your time by 20 to 30%. It is very important. Then the fifth part, or the fifth step comes is framing a thesis statement. Framing a thesis statement. So what is thesis statement? When you write a thesis, or when you're writing a protocol, when you're writing a proposal, you must have heard of thesis statement, right? So thesis statement is nothing. It does not, you don't have to write in the papers or nothing. But thesis statement means what exactly you are looking for. Okay, looking for. It is kind of outcome of your paper. Outcome, what you want from your paper. Like I am writing my paper on COVID-19. You will understand COVID-19 induced diabetes mellitus. So I'm writing my paper. I believe thesis statement is like that. I believe this, after writing this paper, I'll be getting the knowledge on that COVID-19 is causing diabetes, and there are molecular level changes involvement. Okay, molecular level changes are involved. So based on the initial search, frame a thesis statement. Why we have to frame a thesis statement, guys? Now you will say, Why we have to write? This is just, and one more thing, this is just 1 or 2 lines, that's all. 1 or 2 lines, not at all big. Why we have to write this? Because then our entire writing, our entire reading, our entire search will be based on this, aligning this only. We will not get diverted from the main topic. Okay, we will not get diverted from the main topic. Topic subject is different. Thesis statement is what exactly we are looking for, what exactly I want from my paper, what exactly I want from my research. So that is the thesis statement. And when you get the thesis statement, it will be your paper, what you are writing will be aligning with your subject, will be aligning with your topic. Okay, so that's how we come up with these things until the fifth step. Now the sixth step is the last step before starting your write-up. Before starting your write-up, create a research paper outline. Suppose if I'm talking about case report, I showed you in that last paper, I'll not take much time here. Case report, there is first introduction, then case presentation, then discussion, then conclusion or learning points. If I'm talking about the original research paper, first introduction, then methodology. In methodology also study site, study design, sample size, intervention, all those things, and then results, then discussion, then conclusion, then limitation, strengths, abbreviations, all these things are outlined. So first create the outline. Suppose I'm talking about review paper. So review paper also introduction and then headings, maybe subheadings, and directly then conclusion or future implications, then reference. Simple. Scoping review is nothing. And then systematic review, if we say, like I'll tell you in the next slide, systematic review. I mean, though we have the very special class on the systematic review by Dr. Pooja BM tomorrow. But let me tell you, like systematic review also simple. First introduction or background, then methodology, search strategy, actually majorly search strategy. How did we search the entire references? Then what statistics we implied, and then the results, then the discussion, and that's all, you know. So you have to create the outline. Okay, and once your outline is done, your planning part is done. So guys, 60 to 80% of your time, 60 to 80% of your time must go in the planning part. If it is a 4-month project, your 2 months minimum must go in the planning part. Why I am telling you? Because till you come to the sixth step, till the day you come to the sixth step, you will be, you will have the entire paper written in your mind. I'm telling you guys, if you have done these things, you're familiar with your assignment, you got the topic, you got the preliminary research done, you got organized, you have organized your research, you got the thesis statement, and you have the outline, your almost 80% of the work is done. You have the entire paper in your mind, what you have to write, how you have to write, what you are going to write. Everything is almost done now. Everything is almost done now. Okay, everything is almost done now. Then the next thing goes is 7, 8, and 9. These steps are your writing steps. Now you just have to write. Just write, create the initial draft, write, create the initial draft, read your own draft. I mean, no, I mean, I know it's a pain. Okay, reading your own draft is a real pain in life, real pain, what we say. You cannot read your own draft, but it is needed. Once you write the first draft of your paper, I mean, just write it, and then read your own draft, correct it, correct for grammar, correct for remaining sentences, correct for half sentences, correct for incomplete sentences, incorrect sentences, and then revise, edit, read, revise, edit, read, until and unless you are not satisfied. Just revise and edit and read, revise, edit, and read. Okay, this is the writing part. This won't take much time. Literally, I'm telling you, this won't take much time. I mean, see, there are methods, different people will tell you different, but my method is, if your base is planned, I mean, if your planning is wonderful, if your base is wonderful, your building is going to be wonderful. Okay, you are going to get the wonderful paper. And once you are done satisfied with your writing part, revision part, then you have to go to the next part, which is called as proofreading. Okay, revise and edit your own manuscript is coming under the writing part only. But now the revision and edit for the grammar, plagiarism check and edit by maybe someone else, that is called proofread, making the final manuscript, that is called as proofreading. Okay, your proofreading must be really good. Maybe grammar, if you are not very great in grammar, then give it to the native speaker, give it to someone else for the grammar correction, get it edited, check the plagiarism. Once your final draft is ready, go and check the plagiarism. No copy paste. Plagiarism in the original paper must be 10% or less. Okay, must be 10% or less. Then if plagiarism is more than 10%, then edit it and rewrite. Okay, and then make the final draft. Then the next step comes, give it for the peer reviews or submit to the journal. Okay, submit to the journal, appropriate journal. And then if you get the comments or corrections from the reviewers, read the comments carefully and revise your manuscript. Read the comments carefully and revise it. That's how you come up with a paper. That's how you come up with a good paper. That's how you can write a wonderful paper. Not only good paper, but the wonderful paper. If you follow these steps, I can make you, sorry, you can follow, you can write the wonderful paper. Okay, now let's understand. I have already told you, see, get familiar with the subjects. It's obvious many researchers skip this step, as I told you, and they get low grade marks because they have worked very hard, but they did not read the instructions. Okay, so if you have any doubt, ask your mentor for the clarifications. And what you have to go thoroughly, what you have to thoroughly understanding the assignment, as I told you, assignment goals, deadlines, style or pattern of writing, formatting, length specifications, material and methods, and how to submit, where to submit. These you have to understand. Okay, and then the next thing comes is okay guys, okay, so here is one more thing. So this is very important, how you can make it perfectly, so in starting only, make a bullet list for the key points, what you have to write, what you have done, what you have not done. Go back and cross check every time, so you will be under the deadlines. Make a checklist, what I have written, what I have not written, and with the deadlines, like okay, introduction must be done by 10th Feb, methodology by 20th Feb, discussion by 30th March. Go and check back. Okay, so that kind of things you have to do with your paper. Choose a research topic, as I told you. After instructions, this is the time to decide what to write about. The topic cannot be daunting. Okay, something you are interested in, as I told you, passionate about. It may not be perfect, it may be controversial. Okay, so controversial topics are nowadays ideal topics, right? Usually, but always it should be fitting into the instructions or guidelines. Okay, how we can get the topic? Literature search, brainstorming by yourself, discussion with the peers or professors. And the best part, I already told you, discover, narrow, make it focused. As I told you, from cardiology to which substance you exactly have to write. Okay, so you have to discover first which subject or which interest, and then you have to narrow down and you have to get into the focused topic. Okay, so it is important to be engaged yourself completely, but don't have to love it. Okay guys, so this again, I'll tell you one more very important thing here. This is also one of the very important thing. Okay, one of my guide used to say, never love your manuscript. Okay, he used to tell, if you're writing a good paper, right guys, please listen carefully. If you're writing a good paper, you are investing a lot. I told you what we have invested. Okay, then you will be in love with that. You will be in love with the paper. You will be in love with the paper. But it is literally disheartening. It is literally disheartening. It is hurting you when the paper gets rejected. It is literally hurting you. It will hurt you a lot when the paper gets back to you with a lot of corrections by the reviewers. See, your paper may not be ideal to someone else. Your paper may not be good to someone else. They will be reviewing the paper on many parameters, on novelty, on statistics, on involving the current topics, or how did you search the topics. A lot of things are there. Maybe they don't like it, right? So always you have engaged yourself a lot, but don't love it, otherwise it will hurt you. Frankly, I'm telling you, it will hurt you. So Just take it like a work, take it like an assignment. If you are also doing it, take it like assignment. Don't discourage yourself if it is getting rejected, if it is coming back to you with a lot of comments. Don't discourage yourself by writing. Okay, so it is very, very important to understand. Now the second thing is conduct the preliminary research. So as I told you, find, select, reading the resources. Important things to keep in mind: importance of keywords. Importance of keywords, it is very, very important. Importance of keywords. So types of source could be library catalog, periodical indexes, bibliographies, suggestion from the instructors, maybe primary versus secondary sources. So what is primary and secondary sources, guys? What is primary versus secondary sources? So primary sources means the research papers, the original research papers. Okay, secondary sources are books, journals, and other things. I mean, journals are the primary sources, but books, websites, these are secondary resources. Okay, so there are many things where you can search: journals, books, guidelines, reports, government publications, and other resources. Now, keep off skimming means always search for the good thing. Keep off skimming means just don't remove anything. Okay, skimming means like how we get the butter out of the milk. Okay, you don't have to do that. You have to consider everything. You have to consider everything. Give a one read, that's all. Maybe to the title or abstract, just give a one read. Don't skim the things. Okay, consider everything. So the thing you can see here, don't ignore the information at all. It could be very useful, right? Find the reliable sources. Wikipedia is not a reliable source at all. Do you understand? Wikipedia is not a reliable resource at all. This, as I told you here, don't ignore the information. You know that you might not be knowing the assassination of George Washington. Assassination of George Washington, the president of USA, long back. So he was assassinated by his cook. Okay, so don't just leave the information. You might be thinking, why his own cook will poison him? Okay, there'll be a lot of other enemies of the president. A lot of things will be there. So this might be a very small information for you. There may be some small informations for you, but don't leave them. Don't ignore the information at all. Any small information could be one of the great information for your paper. Okay, so read everything, go with the passion, go with the content, good content, and write. Organizing research like grouping, sequencing, or documenting information based on the relative importance or by the systemic notes. Oh, I think this has come from last slide. Okay, then framing the thesis statement. A thesis statement of your central argument, like what is the purpose and position of your paper, what you exactly is looking from your paper. Okay, what exactly you are looking from your paper. So it should be concise. Contemporaneous means you should have the good objective out of that, and it should be logical and consistent so you can achieve it and you can get aligned with it throughout the writing. Throughout the writing. Okay, so this thesis statement is important because it guides your readers. I mean, if you are publishing it, beginning you're easily telling that main idea and supporting the point of essay. So this is for you also. If you are publishing it with your paper, it will be good for your readers also. Okay, create a research outline. There are outlines like this is the this is the case report outline: introduction or best background, then case presentation, then discussion, then learning points, then references. Okay, these are the outlines for case report you must have seen yesterday. Outline for an original article. See, original article always follow the IMRAD guidelines. First, introduction, then material methods, then results, and discussion. After discussion, you can write conclusion, limitation and strength, acknowledgement, conflict of interest if there, and references. Okay, then outline for a review paper, nothing. Abstract, usually unstructured, and there will be first introduction, then headings, maybe subheadings, and then conclusion only, and then references. If you want to include, you can write future directions or future implications also. Okay, future implications also. I showed you, I showed you my paper also day for yesterday. Okay, then 7, 8, 9 steps: write an initial draft, read your draft, revise your draft. So very important thing to remember, guys. when you are writing, don't be a perfectionist. Don't worry about finding the perfect words or using the perfect grammar or crafting the perfect title or line. there is a time to perfect your research paper when you are editing. Okay, right now you just have to write. So writing works takes only 10 to 20% of your total time. Just write it and then you edit, then you review, edit. Okay, first just compile the text. First just compile the text, then limit yourself according to the requirements, maybe the words, timeline, everything. What you want to edit for: grammar, scientific language, professional language, incomplete or unnecessary sentences. These are very important thing you have to understand. Okay, so no copy paste, no plagiarism. Right? Proofread is like revision, plagiarism check, editing. There are the tools like Turnitin and Authenticate. These are the plagiarism checker tools. Here you can check how much plagiarized your paper is. Okay, then there are 12, 13, 14 steps. So read the what you have to read before submission. You have to read the journal instructions, like what is the submission process, if you have copyright form or not, how the authors have contributed. Like, guys, I'll tell you authors contribution, I'll discuss this authors contribution with you. And then if it is case report, then you need consent form from the patient or patient party if the patient is not legally adult or not legally sound. Okay, then author's details, plagiarism, number of figures and table, how many you are keeping. So read the journal instructions properly and then you write and submit to the journal. Now I'll come to the author's contribution. See, you must have seen the paper have 8 names, 9 names, 10 names, sometimes your professor's name, sometimes your HOD name, sometimes your HOI name, head of institution, sometimes your dean name, sometimes your friend's name. These all, if they have not contributed, these are called as ghost authors. You know that these are called as ghost authors. If I go taking your paper in hand, and if I go and if I ask your HOI, sir, I read your paper, wonderful paper, but can you please elaborate your paper? They even don't know what was the title of the paper because their name just came here because they are HOI or HOD. Okay, it is not the right practice. I mean, see, somehow in the forceful environments, we also have to do. I also have done literally many times. It has to, we have to do that. Sometimes we have to do that, but this is not a right practice. Okay, you should give to the person who has contributed. Okay, so to read that contributions, there are the wonderful guidelines called ICMJE guidelines. International Committee for Medical Journal Editors. They have defined what is the author, how to give a authorship. Okay, like if you have come up with the idea, if you have framed the outline, manuscript, if you have written the manuscript, if you have helped in the statistics, analysis, data analysis and all. You know what ICMJE guidelines says? If in the project there is someone who is just collecting the data and entering the data into Excel sheet, the data collection operator or data entry operator are not considered as the authors at all. Okay, so ghost authors, forceful authors, these kind of authorship you should not take. So many journals, many big journals, at the end of the paper, they ask for the author's contribution, and you have to write according to ICMJE. Like, okay, Ajit Singh has worked on this. Someone here, Shana has worked on this. This has worked on this. This is So you have to give them the author's contribution if they have done something rightfully. Okay, if they have done something rightfully, otherwise it is not necessary to give the authorship. Okay, so I'm giving you an assignment. By tomorrow you tell me, just frame one question, your interest, or frame one question, whatever you feel that this we could then we can come up with. Upcoming class, by tomorrow you can give me one paper and share in the group. Okay, just one topic, everyone. This is assignment for you, simple assignment for you. I want to see how much you have learned today and how much you are going to implement it. Okay, so this is the end of the first part of today's presentation, first part of today's workshop, guys. Okay, this is the end of the first part of today's presentation. So I would like to ask you guys, if you have any questions, then I'll go to the journal selection. Please, that is with the important part. We'll start in 5 minutes. I'll take a 2 minutes break. I'll drink the water. But first, before I go to that 2 minutes break, give me your questions. Suit up your questions. Yes, anyone. If you have questions, please, related to this, what we have discussed. You can speak up.
Sir, I wanted to question the legitimacy of other plagiarism sites like Quillbot also provides with a plaque checking software. I wanted to question the legitimacy of that, please, sir.
See, yeah, I cannot comment on this, Divas. Why I cannot comment on this? Because I have never used those. Maybe they are using the same algorithm what, Authenticate use. Maybe they are not using that. There are, even the Grammarly. I'll suggest you guys if you cannot see. Usually, all the colleges and universities they have their own Turnitin and Authenticate. If they don't have, what you do is you go to the Grammarly. Okay, Grammarly is one of the software which gives you a really good results even in the plagiarism check. Okay, Grammarly student version also have the plagiarism check. Okay, I'm not sure what I mean which website you're talking
Sir,
about.
Quillbot is, I think, the like Quillbot and other things are, I think they are like, the products of Grammarly only, sir.
Okay, see, I cannot comment because I have never used that what you are talking about. So that's what I'll not be able to comment on that. Yeah. So if someone has used that,
Also,
they may
sir,
comment.
okay, another part of the same question I forgot to
Yes.
ask you before. जैसे कि अभी तो if somebody is not say a part of an institution or like that, and say they want to like have access to authenticate or turn it in, right? That is not at all possible. Or if there is a method, could you share me?
See, you're absolutely right. There is no, usually the people, usually the universities, they have the locked system. See, in my university, I'll tell you about Manipal. So what they have done is they have their authenticate, they have their own Turnitin, but they have given to the departments and they have selected, one department coordinator. Like only through him or her, we can go for the, plagiarism check. And they have the centralized system. Anyone who is checking the file in that Turnitin, that will be that will be saved in the central database back. Okay, so they have all the records. If it is institutional or out of institution, they have all the records and they immediately send the report. Okay, they immediately send the report because that publication and all there they ask which institution it belongs to, which person it belongs to, what is the ID of the person. So usually, I mean, the some universities they don't have anything. Anyone can go and check. Literally, I'm telling you, there are some universities, some colleges where you can go and usually check. Or you can do one thing. You can, if there are some of, our friend, what we do is, if my friend is asking like, I have to check this in Authenticate or this, I usually what I do is okay, I'll check through my department or whatever. These kind of things you can do, but there are no legitimate method to use such things. And Turnitin is not the individual software, guys. Remember, Turnitin is not the individual software. Individually, it costs very high. Okay. Sir, for protocol preparation, can I use these 6 steps? You can. You can use these 6 steps. Of protocol is quite different because protocol needs a lot of things. Protocol, I mean, you can go for the topic selection, you can go for the novelty selection, and you can search the literature using these steps for sure. You can. And outline you can write. Protocol outline usually is given by the institutions, Selva. So you can take those outlines and you can write in that format. Okay. Yes, someone was raising the hand also. I forgot the name. Someone was raising the hand. Please, can you tell me what is the question? Yes, guys. Someone was having the question. Anyone? No questions right now? Okay, so guys, we'll take just 2 minutes break. Just 2 minutes break. I'll just drink the water and come back. And then we'll start the most important part of this journal selection.